One step closer to the hardware here in the U16s of the 2025 Generation Adidas Cup. Will it be an all MLS final with Real Salt Lake taking on KRC Genk from Belgium for kickoff here in the U16s. LA Galaxy are through after an absolute thriller. Aaron Medina had the opener in the 5th minute. Back and forth, LA Galaxy would lead on 3 different occasions, but this Chadwick pass to Medina in the 59th proved to be decisive despite a late foul at the very end against LA Galaxy. The free kick went over the top of the bar, and the Galaxy beat PSV 3-2 as they advance to the final. As we welcome you here to the broadcast booth alongside former MLS striker Kalen Carr, Michael Watring. Great to have you on board for this one. You have an RSL team that has not trailed in this tournament, and you have a Genk team that has trailed for just 9 minutes. What do you expect out of this?
Something's got to give, right? And I think both of these teams have been fantastic so far this tournament. We get, again, these sort of international semifinal to see who goes to the final. Salt Lake are very good. Once they win the ball, they go quick. They've been fantastic in transition, and Genk have those individual players. And Ashabar, that has been a problem throughout the tournament in one-on-one spaces. He has been devastating so far. So a little bit of a clash of styles. I think Genk will maybe control a lot of the run of play, and then RSL, when they can they hit quick? I think that's a bit of what we'll see early on in this match.
So let's take a look at the Real Salt Lake starting 11 in this matchup. Van Parker scored in the quarterfinal, and he earns the spot in the starting 11 here in this contest for RSL.
Yeah, he'll be up top, and really a handful, but it's the players underneath him. Rylan Hashimoto has been a top scorer for them throughout the season and has carried that form into the tournament, has that little bit of dynamic play where you can beat a player off the dribble, and so keep an eye on Parker and Hashimoto combining in the attack.
Conversely, for KRC Genk, they make a change at goalkeeper. Vic DeBuscher gets the start as the keeper.
Yeah, but they've been strong defensively. Bookers has anchored them well with Samuel Morabet, who's got a pre-contract with the second team, Moroccan and Belgian Youth International, a really talented outside back pushing forward, and then that all leads up to the top. I mentioned him already. Ashabar, player with one-on-one ability, Fofana on the other side, and Akiv Avshi has been really, really good as that 9 position, as those wingers string you wide. He is a threat.
So just about ready to kick off here at the 2025 Generation Adidas Cup. LA Galaxy await the winner of this one. Will it be Galaxy and Real Salt Lake in an all-MLS final, or will it be Galaxy and the Belgian Giants of KRC Genk in the final? We are ready to roll here in this matchup. RSL in the gold kits, KRC Genk in the blue kits. And we are ready for action here in the U16 semifinals. Real Salt Lake and KRC Genk here today. A check of the watch, a blow of the whistle. Parker puts it in play. And here we go in the U16 semis. Real Salt Lake and KRC Genk. RSL here. After winning Group F, they beat FC Tokyo in the round of 16 1-0 and then took out Charlotte 2-0. Genk on the other side, second place out of Group C, but they have won 4 consecutive matches. 2-1 against Portland after giving up the opening goal in the round of 16, and then 1-0 against Austin in the quarterfinal. And this is an RSL side that have given up just 3 goals, or 1 goal rather, in the tournament. Genk have given up 3.
Yeah, and it's so important, especially that first goal with these shortened halves going 60 minutes. Both teams should have a feel for that already now, making it all the way to the semifinals. But how you begin these games is so important. You saw the way Galaxy came out, were able to set the tone. Set pieces have been a theme throughout, especially as we've gone into the knockout. So important for them to get this right, and early opportunity for Salt Lake here.
Salt Lake have only scored 1 first-half goal in this tournament. Well, they start things here in the early going. Free kick. Bends towards the back post, and DeBuscher snatches it out of the sky. 5 matches in this U16 bracket have been decided by 1 goal. 3 more have gone to penalties. It has been tight throughout, and we expect another tight one in this contest. A push here. Martin works it wide, and Elmora Bet, the captain, clears. Well, what do you expect from Genk in this match? Because RSL is so stingy defensively. How do you expect them to handle that?
I think just playing their philosophy, their game model, which is possession-based. You try to isolate those wingers on either side. You see the foul coming in here. Van Parker stretching into the wide areas. It's like an early yellow card as well for Genk, but I think they have the one-on-one pieces, Genk do, to break you down individually. That's been something we've seen all tournament. On either flank, Fofana and Ashabar have that ability. You only bring one. Sometimes you have to bring 2. That opens up space and behind for Kivovshi to run through. So I think this will be a different proposition for Salt Lake than they've seen all tournament.
Booking goes to Destiny Magogo. And another free kick for RSL. This one comes from the opposite side of the field. This ball whipped across, headed through, and down, and in. Real Salt Lake take the opening edge. Just their second first half goal of the tournament. A 1-0 lead.
Set pieces are so important in tournament play, and especially early on in this match. And it's an excellent in-swinging ball in, and Martinez does so well to ghost to that back post. The wind carries it forward, and Martinez tracks it in, heads it back across the frame exactly as you're supposed to do. And Real Salt Lake set the tone in this semifinal match, get the 1-0 lead through Martinez.
The earliest goal that this team has scored in the tournament. And the advantage for Real Salt Lake, a team that has not given up a goal in nearly 200 minutes. Martinez is first of the tournament. It's the 7th different RSL player to score.
Yeah, it's a great ball in there from the center back. Jonah Georges on the ball right here and push forward with that left foot. So important with that in-swinging the service for runners to continue to crash on the back post. We've seen that a number of times now, where early goals through set pieces have really set the tone, and now Salt Lake have a little bit of life in them. When they get going, it can be dangerous.
Ashabar ventures through, bodies, throws it forward. Akif Avci. Avci wants space, will not get it. What so many teams have found against Salt Lake in this tournament. You might get into the 18, but every angle is consistently shut down.
Yeah, and that Salt Lake midfield is a strength. They were able to condense space in their quarterfinal matchup with Martin, Silva, and Martinez doing a good job of staying connected.
That ball played forward. Fofana unable to latch onto it. A smell of possession now for Genk. Magogo winds it across the back. Hookers. This is a Genk team that played the group stage with Jel Driesen, the Belgium U16 captain, but he went back to Belgium to play in some Champions matches after the group stage, so no longer available for this side. Nice little dodge here from Peralta. And his pass for Silva is out of reach.
Yeah, that's clever there from Peralta, just to lift up over the top there of the aggressive Samuel Morabet. That final pass didn't quite come off as far as that connection play, but to be able to feel that pressure and lift it over him. Really clever here, just to go over the top there, keep possession, keeping it down, and then that little pass didn't quite connect, but Lovely moment there from Peralta.
Parker flings it along, but it rolls back to Busher. The only team to score against Real Salt Lake was Club America in the second game of the group stage, an equalizer in the 52nd minute. Otherwise, no other team has scored. This has been the best defensive club so far. Kiazi's the goalkeeper, hasn't seen a lot of action, but he's answered the bell every time. Long ball across the field, over the top, and a chase as this one rolls out of play. Ashabar again, the intended target.
Yeah, and Genk will stay patient. They want to draw you in with possession, and when they can, release in space, and Ashabar is always the target on that far side of the pitch. His one-on-one ability, we haven't seen him unlocked as of yet, but only needs an opportunity to bring it one side and then look for that big switch on the other. Keep an eye on him throughout this game.
There he is with the ball. Ashabar sprints, slices. Ashabar is in. Fofana holds, but yet again the defensive work of RSL. Timely. Parker comes away with it. Advantage played. Parker, nudged from the back, uses his strength, lays it forward. Excellent work by Peralta. Genk does enough to defend. Hookers.
And both teams settling down a little bit. The first 5 minutes a bit chaotic. Now starting to see these connections that we've seen from Genk throughout the tournament. The little 1-2s, the one-on-one ability from Ashabar just inside the box there. And then on the other side, looking to get out quick. That's exactly how we highlighted it pre-match, with Salt Lake being devastating in transition when they get open. It's when they look to try to go quick, but I think Genk will stay patient, similar to PSV as far as their ball possession ability is a part of their profile, the game model, but not going to rush things. Going to continue to find their way into this game and continue to use their technique.
This ball taken away. Martinez, the goal scorer, had it. Silva. Magogo. El Morabet. Eindhoven. Ashabar. Already seen his footwork. Rolls it up top. Saidi was the target. Mogogo. Fofana. El Morabet bends this ball inside of the 18 and over everybody. Saidi back on it. Juggles. Taps it over. El Morabet. Sustained pressure here from Genk. Saidi curls this ball in on the redirect. Chance. Afkif Avci gets too much on it.
A very good play. Picking and probing the wide areas. Saidi coming across from his left back position and playing the in-swinging ball just in behind, looking for anything from Akif Afci. Puts it into his path. Just makes too much contact, that full swing. Maybe not the best choice between looking to control the finish and just redirect that one on frame, but excellent play from Genk to try to probe that wide areas and then find that space in the middle.
Just the patience that they play with and the ability to hold the ball leads to that excellent shot attempt, and very few teams have found that little seam. And maybe a sign of things to come for Genk.
Yeah, and their manager, Patrick Boland, has switched things up since we've seen them earlier in the tournament, bringing Samuel Morabet to the right side. Has played on that left flank, creating a partnership up top with Ashabar. Now bringing a little bit more balance, adding some strength to the right side to create some balance and try to stretch out Salt Lake.
Yazzi's around. Fofana is there. Had a seam for a moment. Now resettles. Fofana taps it up top. Shot attempt curls wide from Borgers. Corner kick.
Yeah, good pressure from Genk to step their line of confrontation. Salt Lake will continue to look to play out of the back, and Fofana picks that one up, cuts it back well, and slight deflection out here for the corner kick.
Lander Borgers does the honors. Borgers hooks this ball inside of the 18 on the redirect. Hosu high.
It's a good ball in. You can see Hosu just beginning his run, continues it to the back post there. He's completely alone there, and it's tough. The height that it comes at is awkward, and he's able to get on top of that one enough to knock it down, generate the power. A good run from him to the back post.
LA Galaxy awaiting the final. Martinez scoring a headed goal off of a free kick in the 4th minute. As RSL out in front here in the U16 semifinal. Michael Watran, Kalen Carr, and our team with you here at the 2025 Generation Adidas Cup. Eindhoven releases Saidi. After the goal, it's been all Genk in possession. Ashabar dashes. Ashabar tosses this off a foot. And another corner kick here for the Belgian group.
Yeah, with Salt Lake going up a goal, the game states dictate that they'll drop a little bit deeper in their mid-block defensive formation, which makes it tight to try to find any space, especially in the middle. So Genk have instead gone towards the flanks. See Ashabar getting in behind there and earning this corner kick.
Here is Ashabar off of the short corner. Dashes in. Fofana splits. Usman Fofana showcasing the footwork. Now lays it back. Curling ball across. Afkivavci was the target. Saidi runs away from Silva. Now has to recycle. Borgers. Fofana loses this ball. Salt Lake so steady defensively. Ashabar is offside.
And we'll get a look at some of the one-on-one ability that I was describing pre-match, and it's the combination between the two wingers. How about that first touch here and the twist it around for Fofana to roll it back, to keep possession. One of the smallest players on the pitch, but the way he uses his body and his technique makes it nearly impossible to get it off him. And that's one of the bigger differences I've seen from some of the international players. It's even the smaller players that aren't quite the ones that jump off the page as far as, oh, that guy looks like a professional. It's those little skills, those technique moments that when you add that size to the picture as they grow, it's going to be a problem.
A throw in for Genk. No more a bet to take it. Midway through the first half, Real Salt Lake looking to make it an all-MLS final in the U16s. But Genk very much pressuring this Real Salt Lake group that have not trailed in this tournament. Third corner coming up here for Genk. Nobody has scored more than 2 goals for Genk in this tournament. They have 6 different men that have scored. The distribution is there. Nasil Saidi. The official chats inside of the 18 with the physicality. Saidi snaps this ball across. Headed out towards El Morbet. Fofana. Fofana with space. Slides this ball through, off of a juggle. It's taken by Afkif Afci. Now Magogo. Magogo shows the skill. No penalty. Appeals from the bench of Genk. Fofana back on it. Fofana curls this across. Hosu. This will be a foul. Eindhoven is taken out, and it's going to be a card as well.
But Salt Lake have not been able to build out of this pressure or break it at all. And the center back, Magogo, does so well to cut behind the leg. How about that from the center back? And not enough contact for me for the penalty. I think the right decision from the referee, but they don't rest at that point. Anytime Salt Lake have looked to build out, that rest defense has been set from Genk to win it back, and well, it sets up from a dangerous position. It's like Saidi with the left foot lining this one up. Seen how important these positions can be for teams, and looking for a lifeline, a way back in. Still plenty of time left in this first half, and Genk have been aggressive.
Jonah Georgis was given a yellow card for that foul as well. So the center defender hits the books. Josue Hosu has the right foot. Asil Saidi has the left here. Saidi smashes. Diving stop, Kiazis. Came all the way across the frame to deny Saidi.
Yeah, Saidi gets this up and down over the wall, and then it's dipping. Kiazis does well. Stay disciplined to stay behind it. See once again, Saidi standing over this one with that left foot, showing the quality.
Saidi hammers this ball all the way across, knotted down, and Kiazis picks it up. And if you're RSL right now, some possession needs to happen, because you were very much under duress here with about 10 minutes to play in the first half.
Yeah, that midfield is important with Martinez and Martin to be able to help with the build out. They decide to go a little more direct here just to see if they can break pressure, but that midfield has been a strength for Salt Lake, but haven't been able to get a hold of it yet.
And now perhaps they do. A charge inside of the attacking area. A slide doesn't win the ball. The cross does win a corner.
Yeah, but good work here from Rylan Hashimoto. Their top scorer has just been so clever with the ball at his feet. You can see just his balance, the way he's able to shift it between side to side, the step overs to just place his body in front of it, and gets rewarded with the corner kick. You already saw a good service once from Georgis to that back post that found Martinez. See if they go for that same look again.
Georgis lines this ball up. Left-footed, in-swinging ball. Skims off of the top of the head and goes out.
Yeah, but Genk defensively are set up with just a zonal marking system right across the 6 and giving Martinez a free run in. Best way to go against that type of set-piece defending is to bring runners across, create movement. Stationary runners, very difficult to jump up and defend. Keep an eye on that. Set-piece opportunities for Salt Lake.
RSL very similar to Genk. They have 6 different goal scorers in the tournament. Nobody with more than 2. Martinez becoming the 7th different goal scorer in this match. His goal in the 4th minute is the difference off of a Georgis free kick, and Real Salt Lake lead 1-0 in the U16 semifinals. LA Galaxy await in the final tomorrow at noon.
And this Galaxy team is going to be a tough matchup for whoever makes it through, and they will miss one of their leaders, their best players, their defenders. Eddie Chadwick was sent off in the last minute of that match for his foul on Apia. It's a difficult decision, but one he'll have to live with as a part of this. This Galaxy side, very strong. Goals by Medina. The way they've been able to attack, and more than anything, I think Mojica, manager for Galaxy, has this team with a clear identity and very mature team. The way they've been able to go about their business so far in this tournament.
Excellent performance against PSV. They led 3 different times, and they had the response, the maturity you mentioned, to be able to come back after PSV tied the score at 1 and 2, and then eventually win it. Will Genk be able to get something out of this first half? This ball wrapped around. Akif Avci sprints around, gets nudged off of it. Hunter Peralta does the defensive work, and then Fofana slides, but commits the foul. Parker breaks away from the pack. Whips it out wide. Hashimoto tries to find space, and just enough in the defensive work for Magogo.
Yeah, but it's excellent play there from Parker. I expect to see this yellow card. Yes, the referee has correctly spotted that. But actually, this is a dangerous one because Magogo was already on a yellow, I believe. So having a long talking to here, but it was a clear foul from behind to hold up Parker. Excellent hold-up play from the 9 here. To keep possession, then to push around, and see just the way they were grappling on him. Maybe a half-second longer, and it could have been a costly mistake here. Ends up making up for it with a really good tackle there as Hashimoto comes across and shows his dribbling ability, but nervy moments for the center back there.
Something to keep an eye on down the stretch of this matchup with Magogo playing on a yellow card. They picked up in the 4th minute. This ball played out wide on the dash. Cross through, angled off of the foot, and it just doesn't have the power to get through the pipes.
A big chance there for Salt Lake. Once again, Hashimoto down this right-hand side, an inverted winger. So often tucks in on that left foot, but this time it's actually Latham who drives forward, cuts it across, and as that 9, when he steps out wide, that's when the runners have to come from within, and it's a difficult ball to deal with as it comes across there, but really good run there from Van Parker.
Well, Genk aren't going to take any chances. Magogo is going to come out with that yellow card, and in the 26th minute, it'll be Kobe Vandenbroek.
Yeah, exercising a bit of caution here from Patrick Bolin, the manager from Genk, and likely saw what we did, which was perhaps fortunate to escape without a second yellow there. Not wanting to go down a goal as they already are, and down a man as well would make a difficult proposition for finding their way back. So plays it a bit safe, makes the change, although I thought Magogo saw some quality from him in the attack, behind the leg movements, defensively as well, comfortable playing out of the back, but that's where that early yellow card starts to play into the mind of having a matchup one-on-one with Van Parker has been a handful so far, those physical confrontations, and not wanting to take a risk.
Elmora Bet chases. Peralta sends it back to where it came from. Silva. Elmora Bet has the strength to keep it away. Across the field it goes. Boekers recycles. Will Genk be able to get back level before halftime? 30-minute halves for 60-minute games for the final time in this tournament. It'll expand to 70-minute matches in the final tomorrow at noon. And as Genk build up here, keep an eye on 44 Van Parker for
Salt Lake as far as closing off one side of the pitch to make it predictable for his defenders behind him. Siashwar hasn't been involved as much as he would like, dropping off to facilitate.
Elmore a bet. Defensively, yet again, Salt Lake has the answer every single time.
Good turn.
Into May with that turn. Here's Borgers. Fofana. And a throw for Genk. Parker tries to keep it in play. Might have had a break had he done so. That throw goes right to Silva. And fortunate for Genk, it doesn't lead to a giveaway that allows Parker to run it. Eindhoven. Ashabar in the middle of the field now. Fofana watches that one whistle past him.
Yeah, tough ball there from Ashabar, driving it forward. But I like the position where it's difficult sometimes as a young player when you're outside on the right flank, the left side, and not getting those isolations that he would like. It's good not to be passive, to come in, get involved in a match. Eindhoven and him have combined well so far, and important for him to get us some touches.
Here's Elmore a bet. Fofana darts to the touchline. Fofana creates an angle. He gets taken out inside of the box. Yet again appeals for a penalty.
Genk win this ball forward. This is the hold-up play from Van Parker. It was a really good run before from Usman Fofana. Just bursting forward, asking questions in the box.
Silva has this ball taken off of his feet by Vandenbroek. Eindhoven with just 1 minute of stoppage time here in this first half. Eindhoven gets tackled, and it's a free kick here for Genk. No more of that. Springs past Silva. Keith Avci unable to slow it down, and Kiazis picks it up. Silva the target of this ball. Elmore bet recovers. Well, it appears that this will be 1-0 going into halftime if you're KRC Genk. What changes do you make for the second half?
I think they have to stick to the plan. It's been difficult because they haven't been able to get their front three involved, and it's likely credit to the fact that Salt Lake have been really strong defensively, have not given up much, and now that the game states are such that they have the 1-goal lead, they've looked comfortable so far in this first half, but only takes one moment from Ashavar or Fofana to open up this match, so have to be alert and continue this if you're Salt Lake in the second half.
Halftime here in the semifinals. It is RSL leading KRC Genk 1-0 at the break. When we come back, we'll speak with Kyle Albrecht, the MLS next general manager here at the Generation Adidas Cup. Stick with us.
I got it, and I bought it. Take a bite, 'cause I want it. my vibe.
Beautiful Bradenton, Florida, the site of the 2025 Generation Adidas Cup. And in the semifinal, it's LA Galaxy with a thrilling win over PSV Eindhoven. Michael Watrain, Kalen Carr, and our group with you. Recapping this match, and Aaron Medina bookended this matchup, and in the 5th minute, he started the scoring.
Yeah, it's really clever here from him to turn so well to it. It's often the second phase, the second ball on these dead ball situations, and he's just alert. He doesn't try to crush it. Excellent technique, head down, keeps his body on top of it, and gives the Galaxy the 1-0 lead here in the semifinal.
It took about 20 minutes, but PSV tied the score with a little help from the wind.
Yeah, and Tyron Stam has been bombing forward on this left flank all tournament. The Dutch Youth International stands this one up, and everyone stops it. So does the ball. It absolutely goes right in off the inside of that post. Well spotted from the AR.
3 minutes later, though, a fortuitous bounce for LA Galaxy, an own goal from Bobson.
Yeah, but credit to Viatoro, who turns on it so well, faces up, and then asks a tough question, playing it hard and low across the box, and is desperately unlucky there from Bobson. The right foot, you can see, goes in past Moot. No chance to stop it. But I thought the shift in the second half from PSV was really smart, switching to 3 in the back. It allows Apia to tuck inside. He plays this ball into Hunter, and this is no easy finish here. He's facing away from Cole and then feels the pressure coming out from Nelson. Clever little finish to tuck that one in.
His 3rd goal in as many knockout stage matches. And then how about this breathtaking pass from Chadwick to Medina?
In the last minute, how about this ball here from Eddie Chadwick? Perfect to the back post. And Aaron Medina, who else? Ghosting in. Most players make that run to the near post. That's the obvious one. Instead, he tucks to the far post. And what a finish. Excellent technique on the header to bring them back in this.
And then in the 6th minute of stoppage time, Apia gets in behind, draws the foul just outside of the 18.
Desperation moments. It's a long ball and brought down so well from Apia, who's been excellent all tournament. You can see Chadwick has him on the shoulders. He picks up a red. There was a second defender next to him. Last chance here from Tom Benz, just not able to get on top of it. And the Galaxy on with the celebrations and on to the final. Well deserved for them.
Well, we welcome you back here where Real Salt Lake leads it 1-0 at halftime against KRC Genk here in the U16 semifinals of the 2025 Generation Adidas Cup. As we welcome you back here at halftime, Michael and Kayla, we're pleased to be joined by the MLS Next General Manager Kyle Albrecht. And how would you assess how this tournament has played out so far in the experience?
Well, it's really been a fantastic week here down at IMG with Generation Adidas Cup. Year over year we come down here. Obviously, you've got teams coming in from all over the world. The opportunity to have 14 different countries represented, the opportunity, to have clubs from, different playing styles all over the world, getting to compete against, obviously, our MLS academies who are looking to benchmark themselves. I think it's really been fantastic in terms of the competition, and I think we're super excited to see what happens here in the semis and finals over the next 2 days.
Kyle, you mentioned the benchmark. For me, it's bragging rights. MLS teams, we're in the semifinal stage. It's a competition. That's what it's about. We have 5 of 8 in the quarterfinals from MLS. What does that mean as far as the development and the investment that's gone into these youth academies?
Well, investment is exactly right, Kalen. I think it really comes down to, MLS, our clubs. You look at GA Cup year over year, and it's a product of that investment that happens every day at our training facilities all over North America. And so, you look at 5 of the last 6 years, Generation Adidas Cup winners being MLS clubs. Let's see how it pans comes out here. But, GA Cup is that moment, not only for our clubs to benchmark themselves, but also for top talent within those clubs to really launch their professional careers. And I think you're seeing it out here with some of the talent we've seen over the last week.
And it's not just the players, it's the coaches, it's the fans. How does MLS and Adidas try to enhance the experience for everyone?
Well, I mean, Adidas is just a fantastic partner, obviously, an enterprise-wide partner for us. And the investment they're making at the youth level in development in partnership with MLS has been fantastic. I think you heard it from the Stuttgart Academy director you guys had on here a few days ago. But when clubs come in, that experience, obviously you get the beautiful weather down here in Florida, the quality pitches, but, the experience for the kids, whether it's at the host hotel or the players lounge here, there's so many great opportunities, I think, just beyond what happens on the field to have an amazing experience with GA Cup. And that's what we look to deliver every single year to continue to make sure this is, the top youth international tournament in the world.
It's been a fun one for me, just walking around the complex. Even when we're not calling matches, I've been able to take a few in. And there's a new element as well with the Girls Academy Showcase happening and that strategic partnership. Can you explain that? And also, what can we expect leading up to the final tomorrow?
Yeah, well, look, the girls division, I think, is a product, obviously, of our partnership with Girls Academy. It goes back to, I know you had Trish on from Girls Academy a few days ago. It's about like-minded people coming together, looking to provide, more opportunities for players, obviously, to compete at that highest level. Bayern Munich, Man City, academies here on the girls' side from an international standpoint. And, we've always talked about wanting that kind of tangible thing in our partnership to come to life. And you see it here on the fields with the tremendous competition that we're seeing on the girls' side. And I'm super excited to see kind of how it pans out tomorrow. Very high-level competition.
Kyle, thanks so much for the time. Enjoy the rest of the day and the championship tomorrow.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys.
That's Kyle Albrecht, the MLS Next General Manager. Second half kick comes your way when we come back.
Attracted. I'm hanging on like a fridge to a magnet. It's a jigsaw with all the right pieces. You and me, we go good together. You and I go good together. You and I, we go good together. We go good together.
You ready? MLS is game on. Don't you? On. Stars on.
Kevin Sullivan, the history maker.
30,000 friends on. Rivalries on.
Versus New York City.
MLS, this is our soccer. Game on.
Back here at halftime, looking at how things started, and it was the 4th minute, an early chance that Martinez finishes.
Yeah, excellent service from Georges to the back post, and Martinez just goes in, does the right thing, head it back across the frame. So difficult to defend. The goalkeeper, no chance as it's coming across, and Martinez loving it with the celebration.
From there, it was a lot of possession for Genk, but they could never finish, but they had plenty of chances.
Yeah, really good work here down this right-hand side, and a clever little ball in, and just a little too much in the finish, the attempt. Kivashi just not quite able to get on top of this. And then Saidi whipping it up and down over the wall. But once again, Kyrgios able to come up with the save.
That's where we sit at halftime. 1-0 the advantage, and it's now 218 minutes since the last goal conceded by Real Salt Lake. And this second half getting ready to kickstart here in this contest. Awaiting is LA Galaxy in the final of this game. And here we go. Second half is underway between Genk and RSL. Michael Watran, Kalen Carr, and our team with you here. Real Salt Lake looking to make it an all-MLS final in the championship. Andreo Gaik comes in and replaces Nico Silva for RSL. That's the one change for Salt Lake. Two changes, conversely, for Genk. They bring in Kellen Geisels, as here's Akif Avci inside of the box. His shot gets blocked. Ashabar. And back out to midfield. The other change is Ricardo Alunga replacing Lander Borgers. Eindhoven. Akif Avci carries this ball forward, lays it back. Ashabar. And a throw for RSL.
Yeah, and I think some of the changes, especially from Genk's point of view, are to try to get a little bit more of a foothold in this match. Alunga has been dangerous, generally a starter, but not preferred, at least to begin this match. Now comes in his left foot distribution, ability to play that killer pass. Those late arriving runs in the box can be dangerous from Alunga, so keep an eye on him in the second half.
We've had a chance to see Real Salt Lake a couple times in this tournament. What makes their defense so strong?
They're compact defensively. They don't allow a lot of space. It's a 4-2-3-1, but the two wingers are both inverted, so they tuck in, do the dirty work defensively, and then it's really just at times much better with the ball at their feet. Really like the play of Martinez and Silva. They haven't quite gotten enough of it so far in this match, although they're in great position. But if they can keep a little bit more patience on the ball and kill the match through possession, sucks Genk in, and then they can hit in transition. So have to vary it up a little bit more in the second half and not just allow Genk too much time on it.
Aziz sends this ball away. Hasn't been that active in these last couple games with the back line doing their job. But this is very much what we've seen out of Genk. The majority of the possession has been in their attacking half of the field. Boekers. Geisels. Throw it. Saidi. Or that's El Morabet, rather. El Morabet carries that ball off the field. Goal kick.
Yeah, it's a good run forward there from Morabet. Pushing forward on that right-hand side. He'll have a little bit more freedom and responsibility to do that with Usman Fofana coming off at halftime. It's a part of that change from Patrick Bolins, the manager. They'll move Saidi over to that right flank. Switch from a left back to a right winger. Just shows you the versatility that this Genk side has as far as their player profiles and how many different positions and roles they can play in. And that combination between him and El Morabet down that right flank will be dangerous.
Ball kept in play. Eindhoven commits the foul. Advantage, though, played. Hashimoto lays it out top. It's Martinez who scored the goal in this matchup, throwing it in. Shot gets blocked away. Martinez tries to get back to it. And there is a little bit of a tug of the jersey against Saidi.
Yeah, you can feel the physicality, the temperature rising here. And this one's late from Ndime, perhaps fortunate not to pick up a yellow card. Getting a talking to instead, and that's been consistent from the referee. I actually don't mind that. Saw in the first half, allowing play to continue. That allowed Magogo to escape his second yellow, and it's going to be the game state with Genk having to press, bring some physicality to try to win the ball back, and Just have to be careful because you're playing just on that edge.
Magogo being subbed out moments after that conversation with our center official. That ball given away. Parker makes the turn. Parker has a choice with Hashimoto, and this will be a foul this time.
Yeah, Parker's been a handful. Good hold-up play. Doing the thankless 9 things that you have to do to help your team keep possession and push forward.
Quick restart from RSL. Hashimoto lays it wide. Tire cuts it through. It's Martinez. Eindhoven takes this away. Eindhoven surges forward. Lays it off. Ashabar. The redirect aids in his run. Nakifavci splits, but there's 4 defenders over there as it gets cleared away. Ashabar swings this ball in. Cleared out, but only as far as Hosu. No more of that. Saidi swings it in. Akifavci was chasing. It gets cleared away initially. Eindhoven had a piece, but that's all. Kiazis clears. Parker angles. Parker accelerates. Van Parker gets towards the touchline as he slams the brakes on.
That's so good from Parker. Great hold-up play to bring that down off his chest.
Tire now crosses this in after a juggle. Martin was chasing after it. Genk swinging away, but only as far as Kai Hornig. Martinez out wide. Tire.
Good patience here. This is what we were talking about, is trying to see the game out with possession. You can feel the temperature, the heat, the game state favoring Salt Lake, so no need to actually press. You start to pull them out. And that's where you'll find your opening, but good patience from Salt Lake to keep possession, to recirculate the ball. See them once again spinning back, and it's going to make Genk chase and keep the game state in their favor here in the second half.
Yeah, this was something that eluded them at the end of the first half. Almost all of the possession to Genk, but here's a surge from Hashimoto. How about Eindhoven with a great slide tackle?
Yeah, he's been really good today. Winning balls, keeping possession, see him pushing forward. Genk have gotten the best out of him so far today.
Here's Ashabar. Ashabar with 2 defenders around him yet again. Swings this ball in. Kiazis drops it. Akifavci nudges it back through. It comes all the way out. Eindhoven lines it up. He belts a knuckler that one hops into the grass of Kiazis.
Ashabar is going to be a problem all day down this left flank. It drops down and it's kept alive well from Akifavci. Just tries to put it across. The first clearance doesn't reach safety, and then it's the strike from distance that Martinez does such a good job of getting deflection, taking a sting out of that one, and like something went wrong here in the end for KRC, but really good defending in the box from Salt Lake while under some pressure from Genk.
Well, the U18s will take center stage coming up here in just a few minutes. It'll be Atlanta United and Colorado Rapids at 2:30, and then 4:30, It'll be Santos, Laguna, and Orlando City for the 2 tickets to the final in the U18s.
Get a look here at the closing of this play here, and it was actually early on where the play was deflected, and Kivovshi was looking to try to keep that play alive there, and looked like KRC's just caught a little bit of incidental contact, and of course the health and safety of the players are paramount in these positions. You have to make sure he gets treatment looked at, especially with any sort of head injury. So they come out, evaluate him, give him the time to make sure he's okay, and looks like it'll be a drop ball situation for Salt Lake.
Genk made a change. Jari Vanderhallen replaces Akifovci at the top of this Genk attacking formation. And we have about 20 more minutes to go as Parker chases after. Parker juggles, cuts it back. Vanderbroeken clears. The only goal in this game came in the 4th minute off of a free kick that Javier Martinez headed home. Genk had trailed for 19 total minutes in their first 5 matches of this tournament, and they've now trailed for nearly 40 in this game. No more a bet. Twirls. Saidi. Vanderhallen lays it off. Couple twirls there from Malunga. Ricardo runs into the defensive effort of RSL. No foul.
That's good pressure here from Genk, who have upped the tempo and made sure to pressure Salt Lake in more advanced positions to see if they can win the ball. Ilunga, some nice footwork to keep the ball in play. Peralta ultimately defended him well, and a little bit of a look here of Achabar has dropped a little bit deeper to facilitate, and Dime has taken his place. They have that freedom from Genk to switch positions and change.
Martinez surges forward. Gaik slams the brakes on, gets the edge. Andreo Gaik throws it in. Parker was the target. Martin unable to slow it. Saidi. Ilunga has this ball given away. It's Hashimoto lacing this ball, and it torches the threads. It's a second for Salt Lake, closing in on a trip to the final.
A casual celebration from Hashimoto and the Salt Lake team, but the press was anything but it. The way they were able to apply this pressure, I mean, keep an eye on Hashimoto. He's just in that spot, exactly where he's supposed to be, and it's a difficult turnover to take if you're Genk because it's a square ball, which is the most dangerous one to play, but full marks to Ryland Hashimoto's been excellent all tournament. Positioned well, and when he gets his opportunity, it's inch perfect to the back post to get that ever important second goal for Salt Lake.
Hashimoto scores for the team leading 3rd time in this tournament. His first goal of the knockout rounds. And Real Salt Lake, having not given up a goal and closing on 225 consecutive minutes. The mountain is massive now for this Belgian side. Vanderhallen chases after it, keeps it in play. Lays it back. Gasels. No more of it. Lines it up. Saidi. Saidi slices this ball across. Eindhoven. Charges to his left-hand side. Lays it off Gasels. Ashabar. Ashabar. Makes it a corner kick here for Genk.
Yeah, you see the quality there from Ashavar. That's so clever. Able to roll the ball, continue to shift and change, but really good from Salt Lake to defend with numbers. You have to bring numbers to these wide attackers, and done a really good job of that, defending as a pack.
Here is Ashabar throwing this ball across, and Kiazis cradles.
Yeah, but Ashavar just with both arms out, looking for runners to come across, just dangling that one, tantalizing in front of that Salt Lake back line, but needs runners to come crash across it.
Offside here. Well, only one goal conceded by Real Salt Lake. If you're Genk, how do you try to just get one at this point to try to make it the dash to the finish line?
I think it's really about the tempo and playing the ball quicker, trying to move Salt Lake side to side and have to take some risks. You want to get your playmakers on the ball just like this, but Salt Lake have been able to collapse. So sometimes when Ashavar has it, has to play and move, make it unpredictable to go around, and can't just be a one-man breakdown, which sometimes it can devolve into that. So have to continue to push forward. But the hard part is Salt Lake don't make many mistakes for a young team. We've seen in this tournament a number of teams taking some risks, causing themselves some problems, and so far in this tournament, we've seen almost none of that from Salt Lake. A very mature team from Jordan Allen, the U16 head coach, former Salt Lake man himself, and has his team playing really well, where once other teams give it up, they take advantage of it.
Here's a chase forward, sprinting along Peralta. Peralta angles this ball off the outside netting. This ball rolls out, and Genk are going to make a change. It'll be the end of the shift for Kayan Ashavar, and he gets replaced by Mattia Balujani.
The special talent, Ashavar has been one of the more dynamic players we've seen at GA Cup this year. Lovely touch here from Dime.
Carries this ball forward, continues to tether it to the boot. Eindhoven is in. Eindhoven laces and is punched over the top by Kiazis.
How about this for footwork from Eindhoven to roll it back and lift it up to create that space and then to burst through, just gliding through multiple players, stays with it, takes the contact, and then in a tight area, it's a quick release, doesn't have a lot of backswing, and what a run there from Dime coming through the middle of the pitch. He's really had a fantastic game and shows his quality there.
Will there be an individual for Genk that can spell them a lifeline with about 10 minutes to go? Closing in on perhaps an all-MLS final. LA Galaxy outlasting PSV 3-2 on Aaron Medina's header in the 59th minute to get the Galaxy onto the final. Salt Lake lead with goals in the 4th and the 44th minutes from Martinez and Hashimoto, respectively. Alongside Kalen Carr and our team here in Bradenton, Florida, Michael Watfrank for the 2025 Generation Adidas Cup. This is the U16 semifinals. We'll have the two U18 semis coming up for you at 2:30 AJ Ricketts, Katie Goodman will have the coverage of that.
And Salt Lake have done a really good job with their academy as far as bringing in talent from all different regions. And Rylan Hashimoto, just with this second goal in this match, really big talent, came from Sacramento Republic and only been there this season. Looks like he's fit in tremendously. Their top scorer throughout the regular season, now carrying that good form into the tournament, and that left foot creativity. Just think of the profile, the personality we see even from the first team with Diego Luna. He was once with San Jose, so they've done a really good job of identifying talent, bringing them in and getting the best out of them, and it's a reason why they're in pole position to make it to the final here.
Yeah, Diego Luna started his career with El Paso in the USL Championship, and he has grown all the way through MLS and now making appearances with the United States national team. And a lot of credit goes to everybody within the Salt Lake organization to see that talent from young ages and bring them along. And we're seeing it here today. A team that has not trailed in this tournament is eyeing a spot in the final.
And it almost becomes a self-fulfilling cycle when you bring one player in, they do well, and it's only going to bring more players and attract more talent. So Salt Lake have found the formula and continue to play it.
Saidi goes down. And this is what RSL have perfected, counter-attacking moments. And, of course, as I say that, this pass well out of the reach of Parker. Well, the formula for Real Salt Lake has no question been there. 1-0 win against Philadelphia. The penalty kick win against Club America, the only team that scored against them so far. 3-0 against Tampa Bay United. 1-0 FC Tokyo. 2-0 on 2 second-half goals against Charlotte in the quarterfinal. And now 2-0 yet again here in the semifinal. And a team that won the GA Cup championship back in 2008, the second year of the tournament. They're closing in on their 4th ever final appearance in the Generation Adidas Cup.
Yeah, that Club America match I was on, and it was a penalty kick, so if I'm not mistaken, they have not conceded from the run of play as of yet. It just shows you, even beyond the numbers, how good this team has been defensively.
Parker hunts after this one. Vandenbroek cleans it up.
What that does for the attackers, too, is you have that confidence. You know that you're not going to give up much. One goal will likely do it, make the difference. It changes the game states as well, where you're playing defensively, you're set up well, and then you're going to hit those moments in transition. That's where we've been able to see them get in behind with Van Parker, or be able to cheat a little bit. With Hashimoto being in advanced position to press. It's just a good feeling as a striker when you're defensively sound. You know exactly what your team is about, and all you have to do is focus on your one chance, and when you get it, take advantage.
And there's no question what they've done as Hashimoto comes out, as well as Gaik. They are replaced by Easton Wilson and Raiden Megsino. And we're down to roughly the final 5 minutes, plus any stoppage time here in the U16 semifinals. Real Salt Lake looking to make it an all-MLS final. Could have been an all-MLS, could have been an all-international flair with PSV and KRC Genk, but the MLS sides, and just showcasing the change within the academy levels at MLS. There was a time where this was an international treat for most teams, but now it has very much become MLS dominated. 5 of the previous 6 winners had been from the MLS, and could be both this season, unless Santos Laguna or KRC Genk here make a shocking surge back in this. Peralta, all sorts of pace. Peralta continues his run. Parker takes a tumble as he was trying to come with the overlap. Instead, Maxino, the fresh legs, gets over to it.
Peralta's been really good so far this tournament, pushing forward and does his work defensively, but the ability to then stretch and get down the other direction. Clever footwork, good technique, and has the athleticism to stretch.
Maxino falls. Doesn't stop him from holding possession as he gets back up. Up the field we go. Vanderhalen. Once again, a lengthy run here for Peralta. Peralta shoots. Or check that was Wilson, rather. Vandenbroek. Parker watches this one in the sky. Vandenbroek handles that pretty well. Endeme continues to carve the midfield, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, but how good has he been? And that's part of it for me is the international tournament. The teams, yes, they won't have a team in the final, but some of the standouts of this tournament for me have been Ashabar, Dime. Even look at PSV, the way that they brought so much talent in Maga, Apia. Really top talent that's featured so far in this tournament from the international side. So all MLS in the final, no doubt about it. But you can see even here to the very last minute some of the quality that we've been exposed to from the international sides this tournament.
This shot doesn't get any kind of verticality to it as it rolls all the way into Chiazzi's. Down to the final 90 seconds plus any stoppage time. No shortage of talent on the field at any given time.
Yeah, these will be names you will be hearing in the future. No doubt about it. Probably the near future in a lot of ways, and I think on both sides. And that's part of the intrigue for me of the way this tournament has gone. We think of the players that have been here before. Bayraktarovic sent a message to his PSV side earlier today. Played for New England Revolution at GA Cup. Kramaski, Kevin Sullivan, Ricardo Pepi, Weston McKinney, Brendan Aronson, even internationally, Julian Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, Kobe Mano, just so many talented players that have gone on to feature not just for the first teams, but internationally as well, World Cup winners. So a lot of talent through GA Cup, and an honor to be on the call for this.
Saidi spins it in. It goes over everybody. Generation Adidas Cup, one of the premier youth international tournaments in the entire world. And the reason why all these clubs assembled for this. Chiazzi's snares. And a week filled with talent here in Bradenton, Florida. Into stoppage time, 3 minutes of stoppage time to come.
The goalkeeper was 5 minutes.
No more of that. Flings this over the top. Bookers.
Yeah, they pushed him up forward as their center back as a second striker now to play up top with Vanderhalen just for moments of desperation, trying to get anything they can.
A pass given away. Wilson out for Parker. Has put in a full shift of 60 minutes. Running up and down the field. Lofts this up and over the top. And out to get it is DeBuscher. Almost a third of the way through stoppage time. Lindemay tosses it out top. Spacing, swinging, and another easy save. Maluchani.
Setting up a good final. Salt Lake against the Galaxy. I think Salt Lake will probably have to defend in moments with the Galaxy's possession, the way they're able to attack down the flanks. Some really nice pieces in that front three with Steelman, Dina up top. Some good pieces in the midfield. A lot of U.S. youth internationals on display, and Salt Lake have not given up a goal in the run of play. That stands out to me. Defensively, they do not give up much. And then on the other side of it, see this man coming off here. Van Parker does not have a goal to his name today, but it's a nuisance throughout. I think will cause the Galaxy problems with McFarland. Chadwick is out for the final due to suspension with the red card picking up. So Hashimoto has that moment of magic to pull a rabbit out of the hat. So an intriguing one setting up for us tomorrow. And two MLS teams, I think, gave a really good account of themselves in the run of play and mature performances as well to feel and find your way to the final.
Here's this ball. Wilson hunts after it. Final seconds of this one. Wilson, does he want to make it a third? No real urgency. He rolls to the corner. To the point about Chadwick, MLS next is going to review that play. They can possibly make the change to downgrade that to a yellow. And there is a possibility that Chadwick could play in the final tomorrow. But it will be all MLS. It'll be LA Galaxy and Real Salt Lake in the final tomorrow at noon in the U16.
How was my preview? Enough for you to show up tomorrow?
I will be here. I will be here.
Love it, partner.
I was thinking about it before, but you convinced me. There's your full-time whistle. Real Salt Lake, another dynamic performance. 248 minutes without a goal conceded. 2-0 the victory today, and on to the U16 final. Our man of the match, presented by Adidas, goes to the man that started the scoring in this one. Javier Martinez is our Adidas man of the match.
Yeah, just so solid throughout the tournament, doing the little things in the midfield, keeping the ball ticking, moving it side to side. The Mexican Youth International, though, got his name on the score sheet today. It was a really lovely way to do it, going to the back post. A beautiful ball in from Jonah Georges, heading it right back across the frame as you're supposed to. And it's an excellent performance from him. Seeing Real Salt Lake through to the final, much deserved from them.
And we take a look at the U16 bracket, and here's how things sort out. LA Galaxy with a thriller over PSV Eindhoven. Real Salt Lake now, and you previewed it. It'll be a fun one to watch tomorrow. LA Galaxy's high flying capability and Real Salt Lake's defense will be the thing to watch. And that's where we set up for tomorrow at noon. LA Galaxy 3-2 late winners against Real Salt Lake. And Real Salt Lake take it by 2-0 advantage. The U18 semifinals come your way here in just a second.